Done to speak.
Just listening.
I know you're wondering. Wait,
Which show are we watching?
which show are we watching? No, fear
No
not.
one knows.
It is
No one
Heirs of
knows.
Honor. Um, but we're just gonna hop in and these interludes when we return to the war camps themselves. We pan ourselves away from where Cierna and her family are staying, and we pivot over to a makeshift uh, barracks and training facility where we see the soldiers of Sabarial's uh, men training, resting, and just preparing for the little time that they have when they're not on watch from the other high princes of the war camp. And this is a place of peace for the time being, but also moments in which these soldiers contemplate the newness of what is happening on Roshar. Return of the Knights Radiant, the Voidbringers, apparently a desolation. Still whispers, however, becoming more and more real as the Everstorm is appearing, coming from the wrong direction. It makes them stop and think. But one of these soldiers has a little bit more on his plate. And with that, he has decided to prepare himself via. Well, I'll let you explain what Dialan is doing, Storydad.
Sure. So, Dialan is, for the very first time in well over a few years, he has decided to, for better or worse, step back into the dueling arena. The ceremonial Alethi proving ground, the sport of the light eyes, a time-honored tradition, one that, through one circumstance or another, holds a lot of weight for him. Him being trained for that arena over a very long period of time. And so he's taken it upon himself to try his best to limber up and get ready. The battlegrounds of the Shattered Plains are a very different place compared to the freshly turned sand and stone of the arenas of the war camps. So he has taken aside his two closest companions among the men that he has served with, Hiron and Sadinar, and he has essentially given them the Herculean task of testing his mettle once more and getting him into shape and proving that he has what it takes to get back into the arena. And so he's taken those two, and in a ring of sand and rock, he has taken a few training swords and wants to do what he's been trained to do.
Fantastic. One thing that you notice immediately as you prepare your sergeants to train with you is right when you hand them the swords, you notice you are dealing with novice when it comes to using them. Immediately, Hiron is trying to put on a show of someone who knows how to wield a weapon, but in the way that he holds it, you can tell that he is not comfortable. Same way with Sadanar as he attempts to put himself in a stance that he has either seen you do or something more comfortable in which he would be holding a spear compared to a sword. And that is when you realize, oh, swords are mainly for light eyes officers and not spearmen.
Well,
So, do you want us to come at you at the same time, or?
I want you two to come with me at the exact same time. And when I feel that I am properly tired out, and I am in a state of lather and tire, then I'd like us to find someone who is more trained with the blade. But I want you two to put me through my paces.
Understood, sir. Sadnar speaks up. So are we, is this like a fight, or are we doing the whole light eyes honor thing?
You have training swords blunted and ready for the rigors of full combat against, someone unarmored. So I would like you two, to the best of your ability, try to beat the creme out of me.
They turn to each other, nod, and then they, as previously stated, kind of try to make the best of their stances. Dialan, would you kindly give me an athletics check?
Yeah, absolutely I would.
I would give you an advantage if it was 1-on-1, but with them, it's still 2 versus 1, so it'll be a flat.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's a 22.
Even with 2 combatants at the same time, even with Sadnar attempting every trick in the book, where Hiron is more tactical as well as by the book, Sadnar is a survivor, and he has gotten through many of the battles that you all have been to with each other by any means necessary, and he uses those means in this training situation as well. But like a sixth sense, you are able to dodge at the last moment at every time he swings at you from your blind side. Every tripping maneuver you step over with ease, even in your armor. And the 2 of them are winded before you are, unfortunately.
Okay. So I'll stand before the 2 of them. I'm leaning on my blade. I'm putting all of the bravado in the world on my face.
Storms. Okay. Hold on. All right. That move you just did, you were not looking at Sadnar, and he's in the sand face first, and you're still so how did that just happen is my question.
I am going to take up my blade again, and I am going to look up at near the sun. And I am going to look over at Sadnar and Hiron, and I'm going to make a big show of flaring my blade slowly across the arena. My good sergeants, there is a concept that you are going to have to learn should you ever need to pick up the blade, anything other than a spear and a shield. You're going to have to learn the shadow of your weapon in a far more substantial way. It is an extension of your body, just like any weapon can be. But this is all steel and viciousness. This cannot be used for vaulting. This will not be used for getting a man out from under a rock. This isn't for leverage. This is a weapon of war. This is a weapon of death. Thus, it should be liquid as you are liquid. It should be an extension of the self, from your core all the way out to the tip of the blade. And so you pay attention. And if you listen very closely, then I'm going to flick the blade gently, sending just a hum through it. You can hear it breathe. And if you pay attention, then you're going to know, you're going to feel when a strike is coming for your back, even though you don't see it. It becomes a sixth sense. Now, both of you, I'm not going to ask you again, I'm going to tell you. You're going to hit me, and we're going to go until you hit me. Because if I fall, well, one of you two are going to have to commit to the duties that I have bound myself to.
Ugh. Then you hear a muffled groan from Sadnar, who eventually picks himself up out of the sand. Okay, that's motivation. That's good motivation. It was difficult enough dragging you away from brightness earlier, so. All right. Okay. Zariah kind of floating next to you, invisible to your sergeants, kind of leans and goes, so you felt it? It wasn't because you saw Sadnar's shadow from the sun?
I'm going to whisper underneath my breath, make it seem like it's a prayer to the Allfather or whatever. And I'm just going to say, sometimes it's better if your men underneath you think there's just a hint of something mad.
Okay.
And then when they figure
I've
it out,
right, and then they go, "Oh, he was testing me." Okay. Yeah, because I've been hearing around the war camp that you're kind of a big deal, you know. Stories of you fighting off multiple soldiers when we were dealing with that Cosmere. Pretty impressive.
well, when you say things like that's how you get patient. Sometimes it's better that people are quaking in their boots before you even draw your sword. And then I'm going to rush Hiron and Sadnar again. And
Yep.
I'm going to put these two into the dirt as best I can. I want them to hurt me. I want them to hit me. I need them to surprise me. And if they don't, well, I mean, tomorrow's another day.
Do me a favor, roll another athletics check, and we'll see how that goes.
I'm going to roll in athletics. I want to raise the stakes.
Ooh, let's do that. I'm not against that.
Absolutely. I want there to be a little bit more gravity to this. That is a 17 with a complication.
Fantastic. A 17. It goes a little bit better. They kind of take your word for what you said. And with that, there's a moment where Hiron lunges forward towards you. And in parrying his attack, Sadnar once again finds your blind spot and not ignoring the sword, but using it more as not a blunt object, but a way to basically lift you off your feet by just shoving you. And as you're trying to work with the parry, you just fall on your knee for a moment. And there's a small grunt that you let out as you're like, ooh, I might have strained something. But you get back to work and end up slapping Hiron upside his head, basically explaining that, oh, that is a kill shot, as well as placing your... Are you using your greatsword or are you using practice sword?
Well, I mean, like a practice sword of appropriate length, yeah.
Got you. So you're just pointing that at Sadnar's neck as he was going for another more devious attack.
I'm just pointing out the entire time that I'm putting these two through the paces. I'm like, that would have been a kidney. That one hits your liver. This one is the jugular.
Dead,
Between these
dead,
two ribs,
dead,
you're hitting. Yeah,
dead.
you die here, and you die there, and you die here. You took out my knee. Good job. I'm proud. I'm so proud of you both. Oh my gosh. And then I get up and it's like, that was your hamstring. You never walk again. Like, it goes on and on and on.
All right. Break. I've been killed more times than I can count. Permission to get water, sir.
What have you learned?
That you know more ways to kill a man than I know glyphs.
Well, that is not the lesson that I was trying to impress upon you, but yes, that is correct. I'm. It is what it is. Thank you for this, both of you. Dismissed.
Storms. I really thought the pocket sand would work, but you just sidestepped it. Just nothing.
Predictable. You're too slow.
So faster pocket sand.
A faster pocket sand. Honestly, keep it on you. Keep it somewhere, inconspicuous.
Oh, it never leaves me.
It never leaves you. Oh, okay. And then I'll point. I'll poke it. I'll poke the pouch with my sword. That right there.
Okay. Well, all right. I didn't mean to drop any regions as you guys are walking over to there is a well in which you guys can all gather some water and find a seat. I mean, though we, me and Sadnar were spearmen, or are spearmen. I can see the would you say, Sadnar, like the art of using a sword, but there's something more. I feel more confident with a spear in my hand. I'm not gonna lie.
That's good. You should be trained with a few weapons of war. I'm also very well trained with a hammer.
Like a carpenter's hammer, sir?
No, like a war hammer, like a death-dealing war hammer.
Ah, what they use to break the chasm fiend chrysalis open sometimes.
Well, it's more for full plate, but yeah, I suppose a chasm fiend chrysalis would be just as easy. Or
before you knew us, Sadnar is gulping down water and looks at you. Before you knew us, did you ever duel a shard bearer?
I have not.
Well, that was underwhelming. No offense, sir.
Well, you see, I'm still alive and I have all my parts, so no. I'm also not a shard bearer, and my don was never so high that I could just go and borrow some. Frankly, I'm sure
that one guy. What's his name? That Knight's Radiant. Kaladin Stormbless. He fought multiple shard bearers, and he doesn't know how to use his sword. You could probably take him, sir.
Take on a shard bearer. I'm not sure everything that you hear about Kaladin Stormblessed is the truth. I think there's a little bit of exaggeration and mythos that surrounds that man. I believe that he is an excellent soldier. I believe he's an amazing leader, and I do believe in the fact that he is a Knight's Radiant, but I heard that he took on a shard bearer with nothing but a spear, and that sounds like aggrandizement of the highest degree. I might believe something like that out of the Blackthorn, but that's a little incredulous.
You got a point, sir. You got a point. But, during the battle in Iraq, we did see, Arshendi shooting lightning bolts at us and storms colliding. Well, you're probably right. The shard bearers that we have seen, they're like monsters on the battlefield. Oof.
One sweep and you're done. You can't make a mistake. There's no mistake.
You don't think pocket sand would work on a shard bearer? I mean, there is the little visor slit. What if I got some in there?
It's as thin as a reed. I
Hmm.
don't think you're getting it in there. And if you do, they'll probably just blink it away. And what do you do if you do blind them? Then he starts swinging around blindly with something that'll carve through stone as easily as it's the air itself.
I did
It's
not think about that. I
it's
did
just
not think
not
about.
there's not a
Yeah.
there's not a winning scenario there. And your spear isn't stopping anything. It's are you do you don't want to fight a shard bearer.
If you, from what I've heard, you fight a shard bearer, you get the shard plate in the blade. So
I mean, the fact that that's just a rumor kind of speaks volumes about how accurate it is to fight a shard bearer and then get the plate. If that were the case, I would have challenged the first one I ever met. And because between you and me, I've seen shard bearers fight. It's all brute strength. There might be a handful that actually know how to duel properly.
well, if they duel anything like you, sir, I would never want to meet them, as I assume it would
kid.
be my last day on Roshar.
They are, in my opinion, the richest kid on the playground swinging the biggest stick. And that's all they really are.
Well, since we know the literal richest kid on the playground, why doesn't he have any shard play?
Well, he doesn't fight.
I guess if you have that many spheres, you don't have to fight. You just pay somebody else to do it for you, huh? Case
mean,
in
frank-
point, and he points at you.
Frankly, he should buy me shard plate.
Oh, for what reason, sir?
You know what? It's simple. I use it better than any of the others that are using it now.
That's a good point.
Except perhaps the
you
Blackthorn or Adel Kalin.
You hear in your ear, you don't need it.
I feel like I don't need it, though. Got a weird feeling that I don't need it.
That stuff is not cool. Cool people don't use that plate and that the swords. No. That's not. If you want to be a cool guy, you don't use that. Case in point, your friend Torvin doesn't use it. Cool guy. Makes sense.
I look to Hiron and I look to Sadnar as I've got this little devil on my shoulder. I said, you know who I don't think is cool? Just as a non sequitur between you and me. Torvin.
Hiron just kind of like spit some of his water out for a second. That was quite random, sir.
It feels random, but it feels appropriate. Just I got a feeling in my in the jellies of me. I just felt the need to
Sadnar
say
speaks
it.
up. He's kind of he's a politician, you know? He says what you
Yeah.
want to hear, but is he telling the truth? Who's to say?
I think he's saying what he thinks the truth is.
But does he know that?
Oh, almost certainly not. I don't think politicians usually know what they're talking about other than trying to line their own pockets and push agendas that are, inscrutable to the common man, but known among those who have. And, the have-nots,
I mean, with all due respect, sir, I mean, he must be a storming good politician if he's got Sabarial having you, ordered around by him. No offense.
How many politicians do you know that you would trust implicitly?
Not a lick, sir. But I also met my first Dark Eyes politician a week back. And honestly, it's going to take more than just your thoughts of his uncooliness for me to not like him a little bit.
You can like them all you want. I'm just saying, whether you are light eyes, whether you are dark eyes, whether you are poor, whether you are rich, wherever your family is from, The reality is, once you are given a modicum of power, you have a responsibility to the people around you to be honest and transparent and moral. And I have not seen that outside of our short journey together. So I am glad that he has the capability of making the right choices, but he is at the helm of you and me, and I guess Nevod. And that means that I will hold him, I will indict him until the day I die happily because of the decisions that he might have made. Leaders of men need to be at a higher, they need to be held to a higher standard. They're civil servants.
So you do the same thing with the Blackthorn.
Hold him to a higher standard?
No, like the indicting, and you don't think he's cool.
Ooh. You got me. The Blackthorn is very cool.
he's pretty
yes,
cool.
no, my bias is showing. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to say that all of my opinions are objective. I can be biased. I can feel strongly about someone who, you know, I think that Adolin Colin is awesome and very cool and an incredibly capable warrior, one of the best duelists in all of the land. And I think that the Blackthorn is a flawed, warmongering, horrifying tyrant for the majority of his life, but is right now perhaps exactly what Alethkar and the world at large needs. And he also freed me. I can't help but feel fairly biased. He released me from my indentured servitude. He released me from the bondage that I was in. You know the story.
That was part of it, sir.
That's it.
I don't know. I think if I was given the amount of power, just even a little bit of power,
Yeah.
I'd be a tyrant. I'd rule over all the war camps, and I'd laugh in the faces of all of my enemies. So I think the heralds knew what to do when they just made me a foot soldier, sir.
I don't agree with that at all.
And that's why I know I should not have power, because I've obviously tricked you.
You think you've pulled the wool over my eyes?
Completely over. And also, what is wool?
It's what we weave hog's hair into, right?
Got it. Sorry.
Regardless, I do feel that I should not be the one in charge of well, really anything other than a platoon, perhaps. I think you've given me too much power, I'm going to make a mistake and get too many people killed. Maimed, starved, etc.
Yes, I'll ask all of the soldiers that have survived the trek across the Shattered Plains with you about how, you almost had them, lost of life, sir. We didn't lose a single man, and I believe that to be yours, as well as all of the individuals who were in charge of this expedition. I mean,
Yeah, but what am I going to do
fear
about
not.
taxes? what about logistics? What about the fair representation of the common man? What about labor rights? What about all of that? I don't know how to do any of those things.
Hence the Torvins probably know all that, I hear he can read. Or at least that's the rumor going around camp.
Really? Torvin can read.
Well, you see him sometimes. Yeah, I mean, obviously his I'm guessing she's like his mentor, Lorta. She does a lot of whispering to him, but awesome. He knows more than listen. I'm
that was his
but
wife.
a humble foot soldier. Never thought of it that way. And as you guys are having this conversation, I need you to give me a perception check.
Yeah, certainly. That is a 12.
A 12. In the distance, what you see is a small contingency of it kind of contrasts to all the yellow and black around you as you see the silver and green of Sadius's armor kind of walking through and heading towards your barracks.
Storms is Sadius's ilk doing here? What do they want?
They're probably asking for condolences. Sadnar kind of kicks Hiron as he says that. What, too soon?
Well, in polite company, maybe. I'll intercept. I want to see
Okay.
who these people are. I served under Sadius. There probably can't be too many others more capable of dealing with them.
You walk up to an individual, older, graying brown hair, tan skin, an officer higher ranked than yourself, but he seems to be, at least the way that he carries himself, he doesn't carry himself like somebody on the battlefield as much as a tactician, probably, or a logistics guy. And there's something. Give me a deduction.
Okay. That is a 6.
A six gives you this face. I can't put. Something about it is really familiar.
Yeah, okay.
The whole contingency itself kind of continues the march, stops in front of yourself as well as a few other of Sabariel's men. We're kind of just, enjoying their time in the barracks, but he kind of just waits patiently for one of you to introduce yourselves to him, as well as his men.
I'll haul the probably still sweaty and dirty Hiron and Sadnar behind me, and I'll go and greet them.
They try to like sheath their swords, but then realize they're practice swords for a moment, and also they've seen swords sheathed, but they do not understand how it works, so they kind of just hold their swords at their side awkwardly. But they stand behind you, just waiting for your orders. But the older officer kind of looks to you, nods. We come from Sadius's war camps at behest of the widower Iole, Brightness Iole, with the understanding that High Prince Sabariel has made it his decision as High Prince of Commerce to bestow upon himself the lumber yards of Sadius's war camps. Is this correct?
As far as I've been told, there's come an agreement that Sabariel will be handling the lumber, yes. And establishing a trade route and getting things flowing to Urithiru, I think.
We wish you and your men no harm, Bright Lord. But with such a decision, I would say it is wise that you tell your commander, I believe a Bright Lord Amalan, is it?
Yes.
as he sits in his tower of protection, understand that the Blackthorn cannot keep you safe with all of Shabariel's decisions. Take what you need, but do not overreach once stepping into Sadius's camps.
That sounded a lot like a threat.
No threats are given. More of assistance in making sure you make the more intelligent decisions.
Oh, paint it however you like. It seems like you've come here into Barial's barracks to browbeat a lieutenant and have him act as your messenger boy to Bright Lord Amalon. Could you not get an audience with Amalon yourself?
Roll me like this. I think this would be intimidation.
Sure. I'm gonna raise the stakes.
All right.
Oh, that's a nat 20. Ah! Ooh, nat 20 with an opportunity.
Okay. How would we do this? There are a few chuckles from Sabariel's infantry throughout this area. A couple of Sadius's men kind of sneer, and they start to get a little bit out of line. Sadius's men are not known for their keeping their composure.
Yeah, I'm trying to goad them.
Mhm. This officer kind of grunts. The late High Prince Sadius does have more of a, shall we say, voice than myself. Similarly, that same voice gave me the blessing of watching you drag bridges for a while. Do you even remember who I am, Lieutenant?
You seem familiar, but no, I don't seem to remember you, although you seem very familiar with me.
Do I seem that familiar that you don't remember the day you took my son from me?
Oh.
And that's when it hits you, the face that you remember is a very familiar face because you are familiar with seeing it for the past few weeks. This is Bright Lord Eoket.
Right. I do remember you now.
We would be on different terms if I were to know that you were capable of slaying my son in a duel. Then I would have hoped that the son that was supposed to be there was. How unfortunate for myself.
It suddenly makes so much sense. It would be the flesh and blood of a cruel, miserly, horrid excuse for a military officer that would come here into the arms of someone trying to do good in the world and undermine them. That makes so much more sense.
Understand, young lieutenant, that the reason that I don't have my men sacrifice whatever we have here to cut your tongue from your mouth for what you just said about my late son is because Brightness Iole has told me that I have one job here. Send that message to your commanding officer. I already know what you can do with that sword of yours. I'll have to find another way to deal with you since the chasms did not feel as though you were worthy enough to fall into them. He sends out a shout. Immediately, his men come to attention. As they about face and walk out, a few of Sabario's men kind of like give the equivalent to flipping them off and on Vershar as they make their way out.
I do want to shout one last thing.
Absolutely.
Just so you know, because I don't think you do. Your son was a fourth-rate duelist. He died because his footwork was sloppy. Whoever you send against me next, make sure they don't have shit on their boots.
Tough talk for someone who will be in my war camp soon.
Cannot wait.
He walks out of the barracks. Storms, that was tension. So, you got a story for us, sir?
Yeah,
Collects
you
breath. What was that about?
You got time? I can tell it.
They immediately like find a seat somewhere, and it's just like,
yeah, I'll. Dialan's gonna start pacing, like to tell the story, like in front of them. I was a duelist, a proper duelist, on my way to earn shards, and actually become, I would bring my family renown, and I was supposed to be the chosen child for my family. I was ready. I felt like I was good enough, and this storming officer would not stop bullying and beating his subordinates. I served with him, so I couldn't take it. One day I couldn't take it. I was done. I was tired of him. I was tired of Sadius's men. I was just sick of it all. And so I challenged him. I called him out, Ayaket, and this doesn't leave us, or we have another among us. But we fought. He declared a right of the duel. We were to fight to first blood. And he was, what I said was not a lie. Their son was a fourth-rate duelist. He had no right being in that ring with me, by all accounts. I don't know what they were thinking. Perhaps that I would cower and I would allow the win to preserve the honor and to have my chance to, I guess, to show off. I don't know. I really don't understand it to this day what they thought putting him in there with me, but bravado, a delusion. And so I just kept getting more and more frustrated. He couldn't fight back. His footwork was sloppy. It was horrid. And then I just remembered all of those times, him beating, bullying, and sending on just horrific duties, these men. And so I did my best to make it look like an accident, thinking I could preserve myself, but I ran him through. I put my blade between the chain in the armor of his belly and out through his back.
Collects breath. Hold on. And he Hiram kind of looks around real quick. Are you saying you purposefully? Sir, you know that isn't that the reason why you ended up with us?
Regardless of whether or not everyone thought it was an accident. And as far as I'm concerned, I made it look like an accident. They said it wasn't. They claimed that I slew him in cold blood and that I disrespected the honor of the duel. And my superiors had no skin in the game. They couldn't protect me. I had slain the highborn son of Light Eyes that were a higher dawn than myself or anyone in my family. Thus, I was sentenced to the bridge cruise. They said it was a fate better than what I deserved and that I had my rank stripped of me and I would never serve again and I could only be used as fodder. So yes, I served. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter much what I say anymore. I've been pardoned of the crime. I served my time. I've been around more death than any of the men I served with ever had been. So I don't feel like I need to hold my tongue any longer. He was an evil man. Apparently so was his family.
So Sadnar's kind of like thinking. So you attempted to make it look like an accident, and they still said that it wasn't. And it wasn't.
Correct on all accounts.
Oh, Palm's eyes, Lieutenant. You are the worst liar I have ever storming met. You couldn't get away with that? What?
It's the truth.
I run. Oh,
I wish it was a lie.
well,
On the oaths of the Allfather, I am telling the truth.
no, I believe it. I mean, you're literally, well, Brightness Serena's not that bad. Bright Lord Nanzashi. But what I'm trying to say is, I've met worse Light Eyes than all of you, Lieutenant.
I can only imagine. I don't think there's between us here. There's not many of us that are good. We're all guilty of the crime of participating in this show of a caste system.
You know, an Ardent told me that you guys were supposed to be the ones that are going to save us from this whole desolation nonsense. So, when you getting on that, Lieutenant? Is that
I'm
anytime
doing my
soon?
best. I'm doing my. Does it seem like I'm slacking? Does it seem like I'm not trying to stop it all?
Over your shoulder. Somebody just doesn't know when to say the words at the right time.
I think I just need to say the right thing at the right time, and everyone will follow me. I think that's what it is, fellas.
Words. You think words are going to do something about all this?
I have on good authority that words are sometimes worth more than the blade.
Sir, we saw women fly from the sky and take out a whole platoon. And you think words are going to solve our problems?
Well, can you imagine if one of us were to convince them to fight for us? I feel like those words would be pretty powerful.
Better than me and Sadnar with the sword.
Riddle me this.
Oh, I hate riddles.
Dalinar, the Blackthorn himself, he couldn't bring the whole world together with war. It wasn't the sword that got him to where he was. It was words. It was diplomacy. It was his ability to lead. It had, frankly, very little to do with his blade, besides, I mean, the threat of annihilation, I suppose, but people still listened. So maybe it's both.
Sir, wasn't it the Blackthorn that literally brought all of Alethar together due to the rampaging war him and his brother, the late King Gavilar, had against the rest of the princedoms? If my history is correct.
Yeah, and the Sunmaker. He waged war all across Roshar.
This
Then what
isn't
happened?
helping your argument, sir.
No, and then what happened?
Storms. I think my wife told me this story. Oh,
Yeah, we've all heard the stories.
he died, right?
Well, he died, but he also, it was a fractious, horrifying mess that he left behind.
Oh, yes. Yeah. The 10 princes
Yes.
couldn't get along,
Couldn't.
and that's how we have the princedoms.
So if he would have had better legislation, if he would have had better rules, better laws, it would have been words and the rule of law and the advocacy for all of those princes in the ways that they needed it that would have saved the empire of the Sunmaker. But instead, he just waged war. And then what?
That's a good point. You should have told that to past you. Maybe you wouldn't have been in that whole situation.
I had a lot of time in the bridge cruise to think.
Didn't we all?
Yeah. So I mean, I've learned a lot of lessons. I'll tell you this. I think even though, all things considered, and I lean in, I still would have killed that storming officer.
That's some pure. That guy must have really sucked.
He was the worst. Yeah.
Sadnar kind of sits up. Well, I got sent down there to the bridges because I stole a few chulls. So obviously, I'm not working as hard as you, sir. So, and he kind of picks up the sword and points it at you. Let's try for a few more bouts.
Yeah, let's hit it. Come on. If either of you can actually hit me this time, and I mean like a real, if you leave a bruise anywhere on me, chowder wraps for everybody.
Does that mean everybody as in the whole squad?
Yeah.
Hey, Armin. You want to help us out with something?
Yeah, bring in a third.
And-
Come on.
And you guys continue training. And before that happens, you hear one last time from Zariah. Why did you want to kill that guy so bad?
He's everything a leader shouldn't be. And I needed to protect the people that served under him. I had to. Just something in me, screaming. I had to do it.
He poofs himself into an old curmudgeon man with a, you don't understand what the clothing is, but it kind of has a hood on it, but the hood's connected to this like jacket like outfit, and then he's wearing these pants that kind of match with it. And he for all of us in this universe, he is wearing a hoodie with sweatpants. He goes, "All righty then, let's knock these fools into shape. All right, let's go. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2." Puts on this weird accent that you don't understand either, as you prepare to continue training with your soldiers.
I let him hit me.
And with that, the interlude of Dialan has ended. Um, Real quick, we're gonna do a short break, and then we're gonna hop over to our next interlude, and that's basically how these are gonna work today. As you'll get a little taste of everyone's backstory, just a little bit more than usual. So strap in for that. But before, make sure you get your snacks. It'll be a quick break, but just wanna make sure I have all my ducks in a row for these next interludes as well. So we'll be right
Quack.
back. Nice. And we are back. Welcome everybody back to Heirs of Honor. As per usual, we'll throw some announcements at you guys. Next week we'll be doing more interludes with more characters from our Cosmere RPG. And then next Friday, be prepared for some more personal episodes with our kindred from Blood Money. So stay tuned for that. Breath Between Branches is on a little bit of a break, but fear not, they'll be back soon. I almost said soon, TM, but soon. But they will be taking a break this week. If you want to catch up on any of our awesome shows, this one, that one, the other cool one where we're in space, that really cool one where we're, criminals, that really cool one where they're old ladies solving mysteries. All of these awesome shows. I didn't give a title for any of those. Just you gotta find them over on youtube.com/MagiRPG. And have a wonderful time watching those at your own time, because that's how YouTube works. You can also yap with us about all these awesome shows and tabletop games we love to play with one another, and other games we love to play over at discord.gg/MagiRPG, where we are always yapping. Always. It never stops. Feel free to join that Discord and yap with us. With all those announcements said very speedily, we hop back into Roshar, pan away from the barracks, and back to the main building within Sabariel's camp. That which is being ran specifically by the Bright Lord uh, Amalan. And on the side of the building, so to speak, we have a laboratory that is ran by his only daughter, Cierna, and not known by everyone, one of the few edge dancers that have returned to Roshar. With that being said, Cierna, what are your edge dancer duties of today?
Well, I think Cierna is getting done preparing for the prototype that she's currently developing. She's got gloves on this time rather than a traditional kind of Vorin gown because she was using the forge earlier. But she gets done and she cleans up, and she is heading into the main house today.
Okay. You walk your way in there, and what portion of the house are you heading towards?
She
'Cause
is
that is important.
she is probably sneaking up to her room first to clean up and change, and then she's going to look for her father.
Fantastic. Roll me a stealth check.
Oh no. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That is... What is my stealth? I don't know what my... Oh, that's the wrong character sheet. I'm so sorry. This is... I play too many characters. 15.
15.
15 stealth.
15 is good enough.
Yeah.
You
I only have a
hear
plus
the
2 in that.
you hear the humming of your mother as she's working on one of her art pieces, and you are able to silently make your way around her without being ambushed with the most recent hot goss from your mother. You see, heading into your father's office, you see him as well as your older brother Nanzashu, kind of having a small conversation. Well, it seems as though you had a very festive encounter. Oh, and now with your sister within the room, possibly you can give me the information your brother refuses to.
What? Sorry?
When you sent us the span read, you asked for a free chair for certain reasons you
Oh no.
forgot to tell me about. But when you came into the war camp, besides those Nanzashu, I believe they called themselves Skybreakers, father. Yes, those Skybreakers dropped you into the war camps. You are giving me a look as if we did not see you all land within the war camps.
Hold on, above table, Craig.
Yeah, go ahead.
When they were like, "How did you get here? We didn't hear word," and she's just like, "Oh, we just arranged it."
I
so
will
she's
I will tell you, there were soldiers who were like, so this happened, sir. I don't want to
Yep.
be the guy to not tell you so.
Her forgetting that there were many witnesses to the thing she lied about, and also her brother who probably wouldn't have thought to hide anything because he's a himbo. She just kind of looks at
He is hiding one thing.
Nanzashu. Oh.
Yeah. This specific thing he has not told him yet. So
Oh, wow. She just kind of she has no idea. She was like, "Oh, I thought I got scot-free off of this one, and that I wasn't gonna have to talk about this again, and that he would just forget because he's so busy." Could we have a chat privately?
Nanzashu, leave. Your brother stands up, salutes, and then just about face and walks out as if like relieved. And he just like
She gives him a look as
he does
he's
not look
leaving,
at
like,
you.
"How could you do this to me?"
This is the sibling thing of like, your turn, I'm out.
Oh no. She oh no. She'll take we're in his study. She'll take a seat.
Yes.
She looks so uncomfortable, even though she loves her father very much, and
Mhm.
he doesn't actually scare her. Not that much, but she is scared about this. Where do I begin? What did Nanzashu tell you?
Nanzashu explained that you were accosted by Vandanoil's men, as well as possibly collecting a gem heart. Your newly assigned bodyguard seemed to have put up a very impressive display of defense against these ne'er-do-wells, is what I will call them in this space. Storming idiots is what I feel they are.
Agreed. Yes, he did defend he and his men. How do I tell you this? it's all quite miraculous, and I'm still figuring it out myself. Not to change the subject, I swear I'm coming around to it, but what do you think of people like Kaladin Stormblessed, Radiance?
I'm sorry.
What do you think of them?
Oh, where do I begin? I feel as though the Blackthorn has possibly lost his storming mind. The Battle of Narak had a lot of moving pieces with the death of Rorion and his soldiers not being as organized as anyone storming thought they were. There was a lot on everyone's plate, and his explanation of what this Kaladin Stormblessed was capable of does not make sense entirely. Is he a dark-eyed soldier that is possibly very good at his job? Obviously, he is. He runs an entire company, yes. But do I believe the Knights Radiant have returned and the Blackthorn is leading them? The Warmonger. Now, don't get me wrong, our wonderful High Prince Barriel agrees with the Blackthorn, but that is because he is a smart businessman. You work with the one who is I'm gonna pick the strongest Chol to move the cargo that I need to move. With that being said, I am a man who, if I see it, then I am more likely to believe it than to just off word believe that the Knights Radiant have returned. We're dealing with actual issues here. The Voidbringers returning is already an issue. I'm sorry, Cierna, you were asking me such a simple question.
It's a
He is a
complicated
soldier.
topic.
He does a soldier's job efficiently. Similarly to this Dialan individual. Now, the reason why I didn't just send him to collect Chaldung until he had to return to Urithiru is because I assume you asked him to become your bodyguard. Am I correct in that understanding?
Yes, I thought with all the trouble, it would be best to have somebody I know nearby. And
Makes
since
sense. Intelligent. Yes.
our forces and our guards and everybody has been kind of shifted around, I thought it would just be safer that way.
Cierna, you have always been one of the more intelligent individuals that I get gifted to have a conversation with. And I can see that nothing has changed.
And I guess I should get back to the heart of the matter. I'm looking around the room while I'm having this conversation, and my father knows I'm not good at eye contact. He has learned to
Yes,
get over
yes.
it. Do I see Liliana in here?
Yes, just roaming around. She is doing that thing where she seems to be she doesn't have legs, but she seems to be wrapping herself around this limb or pole that you cannot see, and that's like how she's moving
So
through
she's
the
like a
room.
little spiral,
Like
just
snaking.
chilling in the
Yes.
air. Yeah.
She's just
Is
looking
she
at
saying
different
anything during this conversation? Like,
clothes. No,
I
she's
look at
kind of
her.
intrigued. She's intrigued by the room itself, a room that your mother decorated. And she
Oh.
is like taken away by different designs that your mother has etched in and drawn.
Father, you know I'm not prone to fantastical stories, and I fear that I have told you one, and I have to tell another, except this one is true. Just promise you won't react too strongly. So, everything about Dialan is true. The Chasm Fiend, the Gem Heart, all of it. The Radiants that flew us here, they were women and they could fly. Those are all things that are true and factual. I took it upon myself to harvest the Gem Heart. I was successful, obviously. You saw it. What I didn't tell you is what happened after I succeeded. She taps on the leg that she lost. I lost a leg, Father. It was traumatic. It was very painful.
He tries to keep that same demeanor, but you do notice that he is no longer crossing his arms, and he kind of presses his hands against his desk in which he holds himself.
It was an error on my part. My timing was poor. Apparently, I do not work well under pressure. But it's back now. Are there any spheres in his office?
Y'all work for Sabario. You know there's spheres all over.
There's sphere
Not
lands
all
out the
over,
wazoo
but
in here.
money around.
I'm gonna breathe in some stormlight.
Okay, add an investiture point into your. Or we can do a discipline roll for me.
Yeah. How fitting. 7.
7. I would say you inhale the stormlight, and you were going for like a little simmer, a little.
Just a little
Hey,
something.
Dad, night's right.
It's too much.
light up this room. Your dad immediately goes from hands on the desk to falling back into his chair.
Oh, sorry. I'm still getting used to this.
Oh, brightness! Liliana kind of like snakes over to you. You are glowing ever so radiantly.
Is she appearing to my father in this moment?
I will let you decide that.
I'm gonna say yes, because she got excited and forgot.
Okay. So your father sees Liliana appear in front of you. Spren?
Oh, yes. And I'll try to like lower the glowing. So I healed, and now it's back. She gestures to her leg, and Liliana helped me do it.
Okay. Speechless. And I'm trying to respect your 7. How stable is your footing right now?
Oh no! I'm sitting in a chair, so
Good. Okay. Cool. So we'll leave you alone for
just slip
now.
off the chair. Okay. Just go sliding
You're just
across
having
the
the
floor.
conversation. You just start sliding. No, I'm not.
I'm a radiant slip.
Right. You do feel that you have to like hold yourself in your chair is what is happening. That's all.
Oops. I'm still learning to control it, but I can heal things.
So
Namely myself.
as a Knight's Radiant, you can heal yourself. You have a spren.
Yep.
And you glow.
Oh, and I can control what is a good way to describe? I can control friction. Abrasion.
I'm not a man of the sciences, but
Right, so I could slide across surfaces, or I can kind of stick to them and and like rock on rock kind of situation, but not
Oh,
not rock per se, but just surfaces in general.
these are not the same. They said that Stormbless could fly.
Right. There are different orders. I am an edge dancer. My understanding thus far is I am meant to be fast, nimble, perhaps similar to a medic of sorts.
So you can heal others.
I think so.
Possibility on
I haven't tried it.
that. So your capabilities on the battlefield are immense. Something like this, your abilities could do. And this is something you know about your father. If he finds something
His
out
faith in
that
something.
can be used as a tactical way, and it's kind of your one thing not one thing, but one of the things where you can connect with your father on, as you happen to do the same thing just with your passions. But you see him kind of just not ignore you, but kind of go into his mind and just start yammering away about. And being able to move so fast across the battlefield means that from one end to the other, you could save so many lives. And then you hear a knock on the door.
Uh-oh.
Gemheart!
Uh-oh.
Turn it off. Turn it down. Turn it down. Turn you down.
How do I turn it down? I just exhale like really hard, like
Nothing happens.
no. Liliana, help!
There's
How
a
do I
knock
make
on
it
the
go
door
away?
again. Oh, brightness. Oh, you must use the investiture that you have taken in, the stormlight brightness.
I make myself stick to the chair because I'm still sitting.
Absolutely. Looking at your wonderful, because you are leveled into your order, correct? Is there one that uses investiture, like uses one of your points of investiture? As your father's like trying to find a way.
Using the abrasion, infusing myself with abrasion. Yes.
Nice. So yeah, as you do that, some of the stormlight kind of like dims down as you are you stick yourself to this chair. Okay.
That's as good as I can do.
It's wonderful. You, Cierna, you are wonderful.
This is going well.
A heretic,
Looking at
but
Ileana.
wonderful. Oh, yeah, he goes,
no!
I'll have to talk to the Ardents. And he walks over to the door, and your mother walks in, just glides in as usual. Oh, Gemheart, oh, Cierna. I thought you were busying away in your lab. How are you?
Me twists in chair. Hello, mother. I'm still stuck to the chair.
Your daughter is a peculiar one. I was just thinking, I'm enjoying this building and all, Gemheart, but will we be making, I don't know, our way to Urithiru soon? You told me so much about it, and then you just came right back here, and I thought we were moving, and as per usual, your mother kind of makes a situation about herself and not understanding the conversation. If she was locked in a little bit more, she would notice you didn't immediately lose everything. You were like slowly going down in glow. And just as she turns to you again and looks at you, it is completely gone. She goes,
Uh-oh.
Cierna, is there a crook in your neck or something? What's going? Sit up. What's going on?
She sits up straight. Oh, sorry. I was talking to father about a private matter.
Oh, a private matter. Is this that bodyguard that she has tailing her all over the Gemheart?
She looks helplessly.
Something.
She looks helplessly at her father. Please no.
My wonderful, wonderful wife. The High Prince of Commerce has asked us to keep things together here within the war camps. Once the routes are completed, trade routes are completed, possibly, there may be a change in position, but I cannot say for sure that that is the case entirely. Oh, what trade route? Cierna, isn't that what the High Prince hired you for?
Correct, Mother. Yes. It will take
Well,
some
if so,
time.
well, Gemheart, I don't know what you were worried about. If Ciena's in charge of everything, it'll be done soon. I don't know. Why are we worried about being stuck in these horrible, disgusting war camps? Well, I don't mean to rush you, my lovely, wonderful daughter, but the sooner the better.
um, Roshahar wasn't built in a day. I think that's what they say. Um,
Right.
Carbranth, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, Cierna, jokes are not your forte. They are not your calling, but I
No.
appreciate the effort. Fine. I guess I can think of another piece. Possibly I can send it to one of those good for nothing high princes as a, I don't know, way for hopefully letting them leave us alone. I've been seeing more and more of their soldiers just scampering about our war camps. Should we be worried?
Which ones?
Oh, Thanadal's men. A bunch of
Oh.
Bamoth's men as well, but I saw some of Sadius's men. Almighty rest his soul and all that, but I think a lot of them are very happy that he's no longer with us.
That is the gossip, they say. Mother.
Yes, and I'm not a gossiper. I kind of keep to
Oh, no.
myself for the most part. But I've heard that possibly Brightness Ela may be around for we'll say negotiations with the High Princes. Now that's
Negotiations
just
for
what the
what?
other well, I mean, imagine you chose to not follow the Blackthorn to a legendary city and then collects breath. Oh, my apologies, Cierna. But boom, there it is. Legendary city has been claimed by the one and only Blackthorn, who is claiming himself to be a Knights Radiant, as well as basically telling the Vorin Church to just shove off. Well, you're going to try to find some friends within all of this. And lo and behold, I believe, ELA is looking for friends as well since her husband's dead. Oh, Gemheart, what I would have to do if you left this plane of existence, I would have to make friends with some of the worst people in the world. Ergo, Thanadal and ELA possibly trying to make accords.
Oh. I subtly write this down in my notebook.
Mhm.
Well, that's quite interesting, politically speaking.
Oh, you've missed so much, Cierna. One of the war camps exploded. There have been women flying in the sky. And I don't mean that as just, exaggeration as your mother does, but literally, I have seen people flying in the sky. It's amazing.
Like heroes in the stories.
Yes, those heretical knights radiant. Of course, just like them. I was talking with Senna and Voras, your Ardents, lovely, lovely people. Love the work they're doing with you in the lab. And they themselves agree that the Knights Radiants were heretics. However, for some reason, your Ardents seem to have, less of a, I'm not going to say hatred, but I don't know. They just seemed a little less upset about them, shockingly enough, especially how the
She,
church is
chokes on her
treating the
drink.
Blackthorn.
Oh.
And you know for a fact that if you let her, your mother will continue to just go on and take up the space in the room.
Well, I'm sorry. Father and I were in the middle of something.
Oh. Oh, I understand.
Boring work things, mother, for uncle.
And here I was trying to brighten your days before this storm that's coming the wrong way shows up, but lo and behold, a mother's work is never done, but it is asked to go into another space, I guess. I will go to the child who actually loves me. Where is Nanzashu? I cannot believe. And she just stopped.
I just let out the biggest sigh when she's out of earshot.
Your father shuts the door with his back and is just like, I think we will tell your mother at a later date about your
Yes, I
status.
right. So, does that mean I'm not foreign anymore? I've been thinking about it and I can't figure it out.
I am not the correct individual to
Right?
ask that question to. This is for the purposes of the Ardents, but your faith in what the Heralds have done for humanity as a whole should not depend on the choices of the Knights Radiant of the past. You did not betray humanity. I've never
No.
seen you betray your own studies. Cierna, if you have been chosen for a task such as the Knights Radiant, then in the years that I am your mother have raised you, we know that it was for a purpose of making Roshar a better place.
I hope so. That's the goal. I just want to help. And I don't regret becoming a Radiant, but I didn't really have a chance to think it through. Not really.
Well,
You know, when you're missing a limb and they tell you it'll grow back if you do this.
You were coerced.
It's more of a look, you're already healing, so next step. Apparently
And
I
what are
already
the other steps?
was Radiant. You say words, and well, this friend has to pick you. I'm still figuring it out. I gesture to Liliana, who's probably appeared again or was hiding under furniture when her mother walked in or something.
Yeah, she's wrapped around your chair and she kind of like slides up it to your shoulder. Ooh, mistress, that woman was lovely.
She is lovely, isn't she?
She is a true artist.
That's true.
Hello, my name is Liliana. And she does like a little bow with her head. Mistress, the next steps in being a Knights Radiant, being an edge dancer, is to aid others to understand your surges better. There are many steps to take, but your understanding of it is most important.
So what I'm hearing is it's time for me to start practicing with these things so I don't end up sliding across the floor by accident.
That would be better, mistress, than just sliding around the floor.
It was embarrassing, I will admit. Anyway, is there a space? I mean, I guess I could in the lab. I would just hate to slide into equipment and break it. Maybe outside somewhere?
Yes, outside would be preferable.
what if people see us?
Then we should probably find a space further.
I slow turn towards my father. Is there an outdoor space that's a little bit private I could use, practice in?
There are the stables that we keep horses in.
Oh.
They're horses for officers, so there is a chance that some of them could possibly be there, but I will just make sure that they're all within the barracks or on leave.
I unstick myself from the chair. It probably
Uh,
sticks
you-
to me for a second.
You hear a tear as some of the cloth from the chair kind of like stuck to.
Oh gosh, I'm so
It's-
sorry.
It is okay, Cierna. That is High Prince Sabarial's chair. I am sure he has plenty more.
You know what? When you put it that way, I feel a little less bad. She'll like kind of pull the fabric off her dress. Like,
Of course.
shit.
It didn't
Um,
match. It clashed terribly.
Well, now you know everything.
And nothing has changed. You still have a task to complete. The world is still ending. If anything, you have just given me some better news. Because my daughter is safe.
Oh. She'll give him a hug.
Which he is not used to. And will return the hug, and I will send some soldiers to accompany you. Just be safe with whatever. I don't know how I tell you to be safe. You've already grown back a limb, but still.
Well, good point. I will try to be safe.
And if it's
Father.
okay, as of course, as you leave this room and you start heading to this open space, and this is like a space on this war camp area that has a lot of room of flat land set up for the horses themselves to like trot, get their exercise in. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Okay, that's pretty good. It's 15 on the die plus 4, so 19.
19. So when you get there, the stable hand that should have greeted you is not there. And a few of your soldiers kind of like look around, and these are Dialan's men, but they just go on rotation, basically because he's out doing
Who's
his thing.
Is it
Oh
Hiram?
gosh, no, Hiram and Sadnar and Amir I have bestowed upon getting the shit beat out of by Dialan right now.
Okay, so
Give
this is
me
happening
some
at the same
names,
time.
Dialan.
Oh gosh.
Now, do it now.
If you don't have names, it's okay.
I
don't
thought I
have-
gave you names.
I
I'm
got-
so sorry.
I got nothing on deck. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, you had me name all of my street urchins, and you haven't named all of your soldiers. What's up with that?
Didn't
Me carrying
Oh,
over me from
wow.
one game to another.
Kalinar should be there.
Kalinar?
Yeah, Kalinar. That's the only other one that I have named, other than
Mike
Hiram and
is.
Sadnar at the moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Kalinar. That's fine. Kalinar and unnamed other soldier.
Okay, Kalinar and Tasso kind of stand at attention for the most part, but they kind of look around. And with that high perception, you they were like whispering as you guys were walking over here, and you heard one of them say, "So what are we supposed to do? If she's a Knight's Radiant, like like I feel like she could take out whatever we're gonna have to deal with. I think we're just baggage at the no man. I mean, I guess we because she's supposed to. I don't know. I don't know. We're just
Can I
here.
hear this?
We're just here. You would turn back and they're like arguing with one another, and they look back like,
Well, if it makes you feel any better about your purpose here, I'm really not a fighter.
yes, brightness. That does make us feel a little more useful.
Her trying to
Oh,
make them feel better and not the other way around.
stable hand should be here.
I look around. I don't see
You
anybody.
you do see a stormlight lantern like in the distance, like in a like barn area, you assume. Kind of like
Uh,
set up.
Someone was supposed to be here, but maybe not. I walk a little further in.
Hmm. And as you enter, you see who you assume to be the like stable hand. Um, in more comfortable clothing, she's wearing gloves. Uh, wearing a more of like a hat to block out sunlight for the most part, as she spends a lot of the time in the sun. But she's like patting the side of this large horse, just a large horse, not a Rashadium or anything like that, but it seems to not be putting pressure on one of its legs.
Oh
And she
no.
turns, "Oh, sorry, brightness. My name's Ilya. I heard you were coming from Bright Lord Amalo. I'm so sorry. This horse here is he's hurt, and
Oh no. Could I?
it
I do know a bit about medicine. Could I take a look?
oh brightness, he's an older horse, and so
Oh.
it's
She's
just
walking
getting
up anyway.
absolutely. You
Well,
hear Liliana, who is not visible to this woman. We are important to the world of Roshar in aiding and healing those who are in need of us. And that does not just mean the people of Roshar.
she kind of subtly nods without saying anything, because she is listening.
Mhm.
Uh, Ilya, if you could give us a few moments.
Give me persuasion at advantage.
I am so persuasive at advantage. Okay, that first one was not the best. That's much better. 22.
22.
Mhm.
She kind of nods. Of course, brightness, be careful. He is older, but Sharik is can sometimes still be a bit of a fighter.
Understood.
And she'll walk out with your soldiers who are like not at attention, but like guarding the opening of this area. You and Sharik, the horse, are kind of just sitting with standing with one another.
I'm gonna give him like some salt lick, and take a look at the leg.
Absolutely. It looks as though this is a new bruise,
Oh
but it's also one of
no.
those things where like it's an older horse, but He is scared to put pressure on it.
I would like to heal. I would like to heal him.
All right. You have to roll to make your progression surge.
Yeah. That is, I think, a +3. Yes. Okay.
Okay, go ahead and raise the stakes for us.
Done. Oh boy, that's okay. That's 9 with a complication.
9 with a complication.
Yep, I
Okay.
did not roll great.
You kill the horse. No.
No.
What what is the rule with your progression roll? Read that to me, please.
So sorry. Let me
You're good.
scroll. You infuse life into a living thing other than yourself within your reach. You must have a hand free and touch the target.
Okay.
Plant regrowth, character regrowth. It's 1d4 +3 healing.
Okay. So the roll for you don't have to roll for it to take effect. It just happens. That's what I'm understanding from that.
That is the way it looks.
Nice. So we're going to use that roll. And I'm going to ask you this question. Was Cierna trying to be incognito in this healing of Sharik?
Well, the stable hand left, and it's just me and the guards who know I'm radiant. So
This is
no,
true.
I guess not. I guess I'm
Okay.
not trying.
Okay, in that case, then there is a flash.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Not a big flash. It is, even with it happening, the stable hand would be the only one that like would have noticed it, and she was asked to leave.
He gets 6 hit points back, by the way.
Six hit points for a horse. If I check the horse stat sheet, probably a lot. Either way, you give this surge of progression to Sharik, and you watch as the bit of wound that you can see, like the red that kind of stains the hairs on like the I always want to call it a knuckle, but it's basically the joint of the horse is what I'm assuming I'm thinking of, right above
where the
foot.
ankle is or where the knee is. Yeah.
Correct. Heals.
Mm-hmm.
And he lets out a neigh at first, and I think that's what makes the dark eyes stable woman like peek back in fear for yourself, as well as probably more Sharik than yourself. She doesn't know you that well. She's a horse girl, true and true. And so in peeking back in, she also notices that Sharik is gingerly pressing weight on that foot and is in awe.
I have wrapped the leg to cover up what I did. So it's not so obvious that I healed it.
She kind of walks in and looks around. Brightness, I don't understand what you did, but thank you.
Oh, of course. I've done similar things before with our horses and with our chols home in Yakavad. So sometimes they just need a little support, and he should be fine, I think. No use forgetting about the healing process, even when a horse is older.
Yes, Brightness is very good at using the surge of progression. As your complication, Liliana has not made herself invisible as this cultivation sprint appears right in front of this poor
Me blatantly
woman.
lying to this poor woman. Oh no!
Oh, this is a face. And she fully collapses and faints in front of you.
Oh, um. She looks to the guards. Help!
Sharik looks down at his poor stable woman and then to
I'm trying to
you.
help this woman. I am, even though I am trained medically, it's mostly theory, and I'm
She's
like, what do I do?
she is out cold, but you
Oh
set her up
no.
and lay her down, but you now have the entire uh stables open to yourself. There are a few horses like trotting around, but for the most part, this is a lot of space.
I tried to tend to the stable hand, sit her up nice.
Yes, you set her up.
Comfy.
She's completely.
She probably just
She
needs
kind
a
of laid
second
it.
to come back.
Yeah, she's kind of laid up on some hay. It's fine. She's good.
Can one of you make sure she's all right?
No harm will come to her, brightness.
Great.
Why are we here?
I need to train. And I was afraid to do it in the lab, but there's too many things that I could break, so here we are.
In
all right.
combat?
Please don't laugh if I fall on my face. All right. And she's gonna I want to infuse myself and try to skate.
Okay. You inhale more stormlight. And what makes more sense for you in this? Would it be agility? Athletics? What do you feel?
I discovered this just now because it's nested until you infuse yourself for abrasion. There is a skate ability nested underneath that takes focus. I'm happy to roll agility as well.
Ooh, focus! But aren't you cracked at focus?
I am cracked at focus.
Well, then let's roll that. We want to look cool, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And I think I'm just going to think about it like dance lessons that my mother inflicted on me for decades.
Ooh, give me a quick deduction.
Yes. Okay. Deduction. Love deduction. Oh wow, that's actually really good. 18.
18. Quick flashback. It's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 step, pivot, step, back, spin.
I know the steps, mother.
Yes, but you're so rigid. Loosen up. This. Imagine you're soon
Don't you
to be
loosen up when you're having
betrothed.
fun? I'm not precisely having fun, mother. Technically,
Well,
by the definition of the word.
the sooner you understand that this is a way to show others that you are the belle of the ball, the wonder to their eye, the bee's knees. The men will be flocking towards you with every step, as long as it's not so. I mean, you look like an axe hound that's stumbling around, just born. I need you to
Listen.
move.
Fine, I'm moving.
And you come back to this moment. And you prepare to begin skating. Give yourself advantage on that focus roll.
Yay. I don't think there is a roll for skate. Yeah, no, you skate across the ground as if it were ice, just using 2 focus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, use 2 focus. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
How much focus do you have?
I have 4 points of focus. It only takes 2 to skate.
You just push off and immediately just zoom across this open plane, so to speak. You see kind of rocks in the way for a moment and you flinch for just but a moment and then just glide over those as well.
Oh, neat. And I will probably do like little twirls and like dance. Like I'm like dancing, actually dancing, not just skating.
Good to know.
And
Good to know.
I think she's just having fun.
Hey,
I think I finally got it before she falls on her face.
Mistress, you're doing a wonderful job. Careful. And you just like kind of catch yourself as you put too much forward momentum. And then you kind of, if you guys have ever skated before, there are moments where me being the big-headed guy I am, you lean forward too much, the gravity does its thing, so you kind of lean back, and so Liliana kind of, oh, mistress, careful, mistress. Yep.
Right,
Oh, one
posture,
foot up.
right? Posture is everything.
Oh, who has told you that, mistress?
Oh, my mother says it all the time.
Ah, yes, the wonderful woman. Yes. Give me a persuasion roll at advantage.
Persuasion!
Mhm.
At advantage?
At advantage.
Okay, the first one was 14. Second one, yeah, no, a 14.
14. 14's fine. As you are skating and talking with Liliana, as you're enjoying learning these surges, a few of the horses begin to gallop along next to you
Neat.
and kind of gives you more confidence to show more expression as you
Yeah.
are skating through this area. And Liliana kind of, edge dancers are known to be artists in the ways in which they use their surges. Mistress, as long as you are capable of caring for others, you are capable of being such a wonderful artist. And others, as she kind of is following and snaking along with you and the horses, looks to them, others will notice and be grateful. I think, though you were in a predicament, I've chosen well in making you my edge dancer. And as you...
Oh, really?
Careful as you like kind of skate into one of the horses that kind of as you continue, and as you all skate through the night. In the distance, you do see the Everstorm coming, but there is a glimpse of hope that you feel in your heart that you will be able to aid and help when it does arrive. And that is where we leave Cierna in her interlude. Now buckle up, because our next interlude will start with a flashback. We find ourselves in the princedom of Toro Sadius, in a smaller location, smaller town that is ran by one of his Bright Lords, the Bright Lord Eoket, Marias Eoket, who has had or was given the pleasure of hosting a banquet for the High Prince of this kingdom. The Bright Lord was ecstatic. He set up everything to the liking of the High Prince. And he had a small performance set up. With the aid of his two sons, they would have a practice duel to entertain the High Prince and his lovely brightness, Iole. And as they were preparing for such an event, the High Prince sitting with the Eoket family, and the duel was being prepared, the elder son stands at the open, what would usually be used as a dance floor, but is right now being used as a dueling area. The older son, Nael, stands alone with a training blade. And this is where Marias Ioket realizes his youngest son is nowhere to be found. And he is left waiting and trying the patience of one of the most powerful men on Roshar. Nevod, what you up to?
Nevod is probably like on the family grounds, but is probably like where the biggest tree is that he can climb, and has like climbed up into it, and is like kind of just probably hanging out, semi-hiding, and just kind of like watching like as passerbyers go by, and you know, and guards and staff and things like that. And he's in his element. He's outside, he's outdoors, he's watching the stars, and he's tucked away in his own little tiny piece of personal paradise.
Absolutely. You look out at the world of Roshar around you, the peace that you're at when you don't have to deal with all of these politics that your father tries to throw you into. It is a comfortable peace. Nevod, get down here. Nevod.
Huh?
And you look down. What does your mother look like?
Oh, yeah, mother is beautiful, short, has kind of like the curly brown hair, and it's a very similar sheen to Nevod's, and very dressed to the tens because of obviously the big ceremony, and whatnot. And as like you kind of see her and she looks up, you see that Nevod is dressed very well. However, his like uniform is kind of dirtied, and because he's been like playing around in the dirt and the trees and stuff, so it's a little bit more dirtied, as he kind of like glances down at his mother. And mother, what
Explain to me, why am I shouting up into it? Get down.
All right. And he'll kind of swoop and swing, and then kind of like sling off a branch, and just kind of like land next to her.
Oh. I've never been a fan of that. What has happened to your outfit?
What? It's just a little bit. It's not that big of a deal.
The High Prince of this princedom is here tonight. You promised me that you would not. It is but a small duel with your brother, and they are practice swords. You put on a small show for High Prince Sadius, Torel Sadius, and then we are done.
I know, Mom. I'm sorry. I just, I don't like being in the center with everyone watching, and I'm not Nael. I'm not good with. I mean, I'm not that dirty. I mean, have you seen half the soldiers, and they all. Do I have to? Do I really have to?
Oh, so you want to have me deal with your father in understanding why his son chose not to show up in one of the most important moments of his life.
It's not. It's all about father. Look, it's not even. I've still got it's not even starting yet. I still have I don't even know what time is it. I've still got time, right?
You are 10 minutes late. Your father has been stalling as I've been trying to find you, along with the rest of the guards around this. Have you not noticed how everyone is running around?
Yeah,
as
well,
if a high storm was starting. I
just
don't know
thought
what to do with you half the time.
Okay, well, I just thought they were, doing extra things for High Prince Adius. Okay, all right.
I swear you have the mind of a windspren. Come with me. Come on.
Okay, all right, all right. She probably grabs my arm and just pulls me
Mhm.
reluctantly as I go, and you'll see that Nevod is younger. I mean, he's several years younger. A lot leaner, a little bit more scrawny, compared to what you would see in present day, as he will get dragged with unwillingly
Would you
by
say
his
that?
mother.
Would you say this is like a decade?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. So preteen Nevod, your mother kind of carrying you, holding your wrist just a little too tight. You remember your proper bows?
Yes, mother, I remember my proper bows.
Okay, come
I
here,
will show
my beautiful
respect.
boy, my beautiful boy. And she kind of she does mom thing,
Mom, stop that. Stop. I don't, come on, you're
fixing your hair.
embarrassing me.
Oh,
Gosh,
you are a filthy mess.
I'm not that. Just,
You smell you
it's
smell as if you have been running around with chills. And she's kind of laughing with you for a moment.
yeah, well, they started it.
Your father is attempting to perform moves that will assist in the heightening of our house. And for you to be a part of that is an honor. It is an honor in which I cannot be a part of myself. What he is trying to do for you and your brother, hopefully you can create a house of your own, if you wish. For you to have as many trees in which you can climb and sit in and look at the Almighty all you wish. But first, you must do the work.
Yeah, I know. I'll do it, but we all know it's Nail's. It's his show. It's not for me. I'll do it, Mom. Okay, I'll do it. All right. I'm ready. I know the procedure. I know Dad's gonna be mad. Are you gonna be in there?
Of course.
How many people are inside?
All of them.
Okay.
Take my arm. She guides you in.
A little taller.
Yeah. She guides you in, and immediately the eyes begin looking at you. There were whispers previously, and now there is nothing but silence. You walk up to the dance area with your mother, who at this point is holding your arm firmly. But previously, where it was like, she's just rushing me over to this thing, now it's more of a holding of her child that she is protective of. You look at where your father would usually sit, and you see a man you've never seen before. Tan skin, black Alethi hair, ruddy red in his face, wearing a very gaunt green outfit. And you assume this to be High Prince Sadius, along with a woman. You would never say this to your mother aloud, but You assume to be in one of those witch tales you've been told by some of the Ardents from or Spren that capture people at night. You assume this to be Brightness ELA. They are quiet. They stare at you in a way that makes you feel less than human, like a resource. She leans over, whispers to Sadie as he nods, and she has a devilish grin on her face. The individual you want to look at the least is staring daggers into your soul. Your father is standing with a hand on the shoulder of your brother, who is holding not a training sword, but an actual sword. A servant walks over to you and hands you a pristine ornament of a blade as well.
I like look at it, and then like I like kind of like glance over at my father. Where are the training blades?
Your father looks to you. I do not remember asking you to speak, especially at such a late time. I assume someone who thought themselves to keep a high prince waiting would want to entertain him with something more dangerous.
Of course, father. And then he kind of like takes the sword, and it's like heavy in his hands, like it's like immediately almost drops it, but holds it. And then he actually, knowing what he should do in this sense, and he actually turns and he gives like a deep formal bow towards High Prince Sadius and his brightness, and tries to remember what he's supposed to say. And I think he kind of fumbles a little bit, but I think he just musters to say, "It's an honor to be in your presence, High Prince." And he kind of bows, and as he bows, and he's not supposed to, but the tip of his blade actually clangs against the sword just briefly, and he kind of tenses for a second, and then he stands back up.
Your father walks over, takes your mother's hand away from you, kind of pulls it, like snatches it from you, leans over to you. You are making a fool of yourself and this family. Get it together.
He just nods.
This will either make you a man or break you. Either way, it'll be an improvement. He turns and walks away with your mother, puts himself in a seat, doesn't pull a chair out for your mother or anything. She is shaking as she makes her way to sit with the rest of the ladies within this court. Your brother did the same exact announcement, more confidence, turns to you, puts his sword up to his face in a salute, and then puts himself immediately into what you would understand as fire stance.
I would turn and do my best to salute as well. And then I think he doesn't even have like the proper stance. Like it's probably, I believe it's iron stance is more defensive. If
Or
I'm,
stone.
is it,
Mhm.
or stone stance? Yeah. And so I
Both
think
of them, both of them.
yeah, it's probably whatever one's the, and you know, Dialan would probably know some more, but it's whatever's like the more basic form to learn is probably the form that he immediately kind of goes into. And then he just kind of waits.
Absolutely. There is a servant that steps up to First Blood.
I immediately look like towards my mother, because this was not supposed to be at all what this was supposed to be. And then
You see she's looking toward your father, who refuses to look at her. And then you see her look to you as tears begin to well up in her eyes.
And then I look back at my brother and try to catch his demeanor in all of this.
Give me an insight check.
Insight. That's a 20.
20. Stone-faced, one in which your father has trained you both into attempt to make you look like soldiers. Because you know your brother, you can see a small, wiry smile underneath that. He immediately presses towards you. I would like, as this is a combat, go ahead and what do you think Nevod would do in this scenario?
I mean, he would dodge. He would try to dodge out of the way.
Okay, so I will be rolling these two attacks this one attack at disadvantage, as you are using your fast action to make the dodge action, correct? With a total of, I'm only going to give your brother a +2. So with a 9, I'm sorry, a 7, he rolled 5. He swings at you immediately toward what seems like a lethal cut toward your head, and you immediately dodge out of the way, frantic. But High Prince Sadius lets out a laugh, a bark of a laugh, and immediately everybody else within the crowd begins to clap and cheer. There are a few laughs, there are a few go-get-ems that are shouted out as you and your brother are put on display in front of the high society. What would you like to do for your next attack?
Dodge. He doesn't go forward.
All right. This next one, you lunge out of the way as your brother stabs towards you with a blade. You feel your pant leg rip, and assume that if you didn't move, he would have stabbed you in the leg. There are a few more calls. Sadius at this point is laughing as ELA is kind of chuckling quietly to herself. It is now the third round of combat.
I think instead of like trying to do any kind of like attack or anything, I think he tries to just like when he like swings through, he just kind of tries to like push his brother just to get distance to back away again. So I think it would just like he would just try to do a quick shove or something.
Absolutely. Give me an athletics trip.
Yeah, I don't know if you could. I'll just do this on my normal sheet, but I'm sure it's it doesn't. It's fitting. It was a 7. It's fitting that it's like
7.
Yeah.
You barely lost to your brother. He rolled a 9. You are both children. He is about a few years older than you, but he was not expecting you to actually try to shove him away. He grabs your arm and then backhands you away from him.
I think I'm gonna see if I'm gonna roll like discipline to see if when I get struck, if I hold my sword or not. Just because, I think that's fitting. An 11.
Your call with that.
I think he drops it.
Immediately when you drop it. Immediately when you drop it, your brother like stops for a moment and he starts to realize, as if he's realizing, this is my brother. And before he finally begins to comprehend what he's doing to you, you both hear, "Pick it up."
And I hesitate and I look across at my brother and then I pick it back up.
Your brother will take his attack. And with a 15, he walks toward you. You raise your sword to parry, and he slices downward across your face. You are not as strong as your brother, and so your sword does not parry the attack, but glide to the side as the blade cuts across your face. Your brother is not as skilled of a fighter as he may tell others, and it does not go far enough into your face to get your eye, but you feel the hot sting of it and wonder if this will be a scar that you will hold for the rest of your life.
As soon as the cut happens and it starts at the forehead and goes down to the front of his cheek, I think he immediately again just drops the knife and like goes to one knee and puts his hand on his face as blood begins to like pour out of it. I yield, I yield, I yield, I yield.
And as you call that out, and the cheers from the full adults of high society, Roshar awards your brother with praise. You come out of that memory. And you are at the barracks, Sabarial's barracks. And you are looking out in the distance as your father talks with Dialan. You cannot hear the words that they're saying, but you do see him for the first time in many years.
Takes a deep breath as he's been sitting here for the last probably 45 minutes to an hour watching Dialan train for this duel. And he sees this group of Sabarial soldiers approach, and then he kind of hones in and realizes who it is. And he just like immediately jumps to alertness, and he like looks around, and then he just pauses, and then he watches this interaction from a distance, hidden, safe, tucked away in a safe space in a tree. And he just kind of, ever so, like kind of just out of habit, just kind of like rubs at the scar on his face, thinking of that memory as he talks with Dialan. His hands kind of tighten a bit. Sons of honor, huh? All right. Let's go see what this is about. Huh, Saris?
That makes sense. I do not know who this man is, but I do not like him.
He's my father.
Fathers are the paternal, likeness of a mother, yes?
He's nothing like my mother.
He is nothing like mine either.
Yeah. there's like this small like voice almost in the back of his head that just calculates, and he just kind of like looks down at the bow next to him, and there's just that small voice that just says he's in range.
Ooh, give
And
me a
then he
discipline
just-
roll.
Yeah. It's 19.
19. Okay. With a 19, you feel a vision coming on, but you have a bit of control over whether you want to see it or not.
I think he feels that, and I think he glances like almost instinctually, like up until this point, every time that Saris appears, it kind of like jump scares him. Like he just is not, he doesn't fully know unless like she's available, she just kind of pops up. But I think this time it's probably the first time where he just instinctually looks and she's just there. And I think he just looks down at the bow again and then just looks back and says, "Show me."
You see a vision that flashes in front of you. Perfect shot. Right through the throat, down. Second vision, you being taken away. Dialan in the background, basically shouting, trying to explain the matter. The next scene, you preparing for execution. You appear back.
It's okay, Saris. I'm not a killer, as much as he wants me to be. Let's go find a cult.
That seems like a noble task.
Well, I want to know the truth. I want to know what's going on.
That is important for truth watchers. I shall help.
Truth Watcher. Right. Well, luckily I have an idea of where they hang out, so let's go. No good of anything will come with me standing here watching this. Did seem weird though. It looked like they knew each other. Dialan and my father.
Possibly, he is also Dialan's father. Do you think Dialan would like him?
Don't think Dialan would like him, but I don't think Dialan likes many people. Outright, at least. But also, my father is not easy to get along with.
Where are we heading?
Well, figured we'd do a little sleuthing. I think I have an idea of where they might be. I think you showed me once before, perhaps, maybe. A little bit different, but...
The visions can be one way and then change due to Roshar changing.
Well, the visual vision you showed me, I think, had 3 individuals all wearing cloaks. And there was 3 individuals that showed up. Although the marking was different. Maybe I'll follow that and see. I know the place.
Understood. Go ahead and roll me either deduction or survival.
It's going to be
And
survival.
raise the stakes for me, please.
Uh-huh. Roll well. Oh, I rolled so poorly. It is a 9, but with an opportunity. I
9 with
might,
an opportunity.
yeah, I might spend it now and see if I can get a better better roll. Yeah. Oh baby, a 19 for 25.
Oh,
Let's
baby,
go,
a
baby.
triple.
25. Let's go.
All right, with a 25, you have been throughout Sabariel's war camps. You have basically, out of habit, memorized the layout, and even from a vision, you know the alley in which you are thinking of. My choice to you, especially with a 25, is would you just go into this alley or would you stake it out? Is there anybody else you would like to bring with you? These are the things that I believe Nevod would think about before just showing up.
Yeah. No, he originally would want to bring Kelly, but even Kelly doesn't know the extent of his like family history. He's pretty guarded. He doesn't go around telling people, especially with everything that he's done and been through that, may or may not come to the light of day, as the story progresses. But so I think he thinks about it, but then no, he would absolutely stake it out. He wants to try and get the drop on them as they did on him. And he wants to make a show of it, of like, anything you can do, I can do better. So he's absolutely gonna try to blend in, move through the crowd, like stake it out. And as soon as he sees anybody, like that he can recognize from that, he's 100% gonna make himself known.
Absolutely. As you stake out this area, just give me stealth at advantage.
Okay.
The 25. You gotta respect a roll like that.
Don't mess it up. Boop, boop, boop. Natural 20 for a 27. Boop, 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 boop.
Okay.
Take a picture.
You
Take a picture.
You are the knight. It does take until the evening for the individuals from what you remember from what you saw that evening in their within their cloaks to kind of make their patrol this direction. And what you understand is the only little bit that you missed and became more understanding later is the green that ever so kind of was underneath the cloak itself, kind of gives away that one of these individuals is one of Sadius's men. They walk across this area. Where are you posted up?
I think I would say that there's probably like, it's pretty secluded. There might be like one or two, like, like other, people like having conversations or whatever, but it's a pretty secluded alley. But I would say that there's probably like a half tent with like, probably some like barrels and like a little table set up. And just knowing the idea of where they're at and like where they're coming from, he literally has set up like a small like pitcher or bottle and like some glasses, and he just kind of sits there with a full cloak covering everything and like his hood kind of up, and he just waits until they like get close enough, and then he's just gonna, you care for a drink?
They pause. Before you say that, I'm going to ask you a question because you rolled a natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
They were having a conversation.
Oh, 100%
Would you like
I'm
to
listening.
listen in on that?
Yeah. 100% I'm listening. Like that's, yeah.
For the natural 20, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm 100% going to hear as much as I can for that.
The conversation goes about basically them saying, things are getting complicated. The Dark Eyes are getting restless. They are talking about readings that they've heard of, about Light Eyes needing to not be the ones in charge. Chaos is about to erupt throughout these war camps. We need to start making decisions. Vanadal has made a decision. We raise Sabariel's camp. It'll be one less issue when it comes to the Blackthorn if we can get rid of his only connection to these war camps. Then Thanadal and Iole and Vama can sort the factions out themselves here, but that is the one issue, and then that is when
Oh, that's
they notice
juicy.
you.
That's juicy. Yeah, and then as soon as like they look, I just slide over a glass to whoever, like a cup to whoever like notices me. Care for a drink?
They look to one another, trying not to look surprised. They are surprised. Perhaps we misjudged you. Is this our understanding that you are interested in what we talked about the previous evening?
I am a son, after all.
One of them sits down. As his cloak moves for the cup, you notice that he is wearing the colors of Thanadal. The Sons of Honor work in the understanding that Roshar, in making sure that Roshar understands that there's change that needs to be made, that sacrifices also need to be made. Nevod, Ioket, are you prepared to make such sacrifices? And he takes a swig of the drink.
I've been making sacrifices my whole life. I think, as you put it, Roshar has done a lot of changing, especially recently.
Yes.
And sometimes it doesn't feel good to not have any control over that. But from what
So
it
you
sounds
understand.
like, you're putting a little bit of that control back into your hands, and I think that's something I could get on board with.
The true desolation has arrived. Moves need to be made to make sure that we have a foundation in which others can understand that they are safe and can prepare to fight off the Voidbringers. Only the strong can survive in such a scenario. And we need your help in making sure we rout out the weak. Give me an insight check.
Let's see. Ooh, it's bad. Let me check though and see. Do I still have opportunity lying around? Because I really want to know
You
what
just
they're thinking.
rolled. Well, you rolled a nat 20, so you would have an opportunity.
Oh yeah. Then I'm gonna 100% re-roll that because yeah, boy, did not roll well. It was there was one better. It's an 11.
11. Straight up Looney Tunes. This man is far gone. But in saying that, and he kind of looks to the others, our High Prince, in all his wisdom, has a plan. In order to deal with your High Prince's infiltration into the war camps that they chose to leave, we need to get rid of his resources here. If you aid us in this, I am sure that High Prince Thanadal, as well as the Brightness Iole, would be happy to aid your house's elevation in these trying times. In the small time that your Bright Lord Ioket has spent here in the war camps with us, I assume a move like this would have him speaking positive of his only son.
As even before he gets to that second part, when he talks about like elevating the status of the house, Nevod does not give a flying F about his family and their but he gives a sly smile, like he literally gives them a tell of, oh, they hooked onto something I really want. And I'm happy to like do a deception
Yeah,
or something if you'd like.
deception.
But he's 100% trying to be like, oh, he wants this. Like, we got to pull that string. Just roll better, buddy. Come on. Another nat 20, baby, for a 23. I'll take a picture. I was like, what? But he's 100%. He's feeding them the line he wants them to think that they're getting into him, right? Like, it's like, oh yeah, you're hooking me here, but in his mind, I just need to know what you're doing so I can go back and report it, and we can figure out a way to stop this. Like, that's literally his mind right now. But yeah, so he just kind of gives this smile, and well, I could say I'm intrigued. What exactly would you need of me?
We need a signal. During the Everstorm is when we plan to strike. If you give us the tell, we will know exactly when to ambush. Most are not prepared for a storm that goes in the wrong direction. Accidents happen. If we can make this look like an accident, and the fall of Sabarial's power within these war camps, and then the resources in which he holds also goes to the Sons of Honor.
And he kind of like takes a drink, and then he kind of like leans in close. I'm going to need more than just a promise of a conversation with the High Prince. There are a lot of resources. Perhaps maybe a few could get tossed my way.
What are spears during the apocalypse? How many were you thinking?
Well, if I'm going to be the catalyst, you'll know my price.
We shall send this information to the High Prince. You are making the right decision. We are the ones that will reshape this world into a stronger one. We just need to do away with the ilk that has unfortunately made it so weak.
I am curious. I have one more question. So he kind of like leans back and he looks at like the other two that are like, I don't know if they're still standing or if they've kind of sat down too. But he kind of like, what is my father's role in all of this? Is he a part of this, or is he lost?
No offense, but he is the lapdog of Brightness ELA for the time being. But he knew that his son would make the right decision. It's a pleasure doing business with you this evening, Right Lord Eoket. I bid you well in the Everstorm to come.
I didn't get your name.
That is because I did not give it. But if everything goes the way it needs to, your spheres, as well as possibly a conversation with the High Prince, will be soon to come. And then you will have no worries about what my name is.
Well, let's just hope that this would be the beginning of a long-term relationship. Because, like I said, I don't want to be shaped by the world. I want to shape it.
You are an intelligent man. Right,
And
Lord Inoket.
as he gets up, I don't know if that was, I think that was the TheMandii man, right? Like that was the one that was dressed in the TheMandii garb. I'm 100% getting a good visual on his face just to lock it in. But I want to specifically see if I recognize the Sabarial soldier that's with them, being that I
Sadius?
Or Sadius, sorry, yeah. The Sadius soldier
gotcha.
that's been with them.
Real quick deduction. Or perception, I'm sorry, perception.
Probably not, because I'm rolling back and forth and back and forth. No, yeah, I don't know.
Sorry.
Don't know him.
You don't know. Okay.
Well, I did just roll
Got
a
a lot
20.
of soldiers.
You know what? I did roll a
wanna
nat
roll
20.
again?
I'm gonna roll it again.
right.
I was to see, am I hot? Am I hot? Ooh, 22.
22. This is one of the soldiers that was with your father earlier. But I would say, the 22. He is an avid soldier of Sadius. He is an individual that did not leave as the way you did.
Mm-hmm.
He is a devout warrior of High Prince Sadius, whoever that High Prince is, just the name Sadius.
But I don't know his name, like his last name or his first name or anything like that. It's okay if not. I just wanted to do one.
I gotta find it. I do not have it right now. So with the 22, I will get you that name. Yes.
Okay. Well, I as they get up, I kind of get up too, right? Because I don't stay in one location after I do a meet. As I kind of give a nod, and then I kind of give a nod to the third individual whom I haven't seen any colors unless I have. And then as I step just loud enough so that all three can hear, I'll just say, "Good to see you again." And whatever their name is, I'll literally just name drop it. Yeah, bitch, I know people too. And then I'm just gonna head out the alleyway.
Gotcha. As you leave the alleyway, Sarah speaks up. That thing you did. You made a face as if you wanted a thing, but you were... Was it a surge? You made an illusion.
I think they just call that a lie sometimes. I don't make illusions. I mean, unless it's that in the ideology and perception of an individual, you just give them what they think they want from you, and they'll pull on that string as hard as they can.
Interesting. I too can lie like that. Or I can help you lie like that. But better.
Well, you'll have to do tell.
The words.
Not these storming words again. The words, yes.
You will know. You were close.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's get out of here. I'm going to take the long way back. And I'll proceed to I cut through, I circle back. It's tried and true and practiced. And then just for my understanding, I know like they're talking about the Everstorm and
Mm-hmm.
giving a signal at a certain time. I assume my understanding is there going to be another meeting to like give me the details of what they're looking for, or is it
Yeah,
like
yeah, in the future. If not that, as an ambush, basically you will be set up in a spot.
Yeah.
You're assuming the main building, and then you
Yeah.
will give them the go to say like everything's good. Get up here, kill everybody inside.
Yeah.
Oops,
Yeah.
a rock hit the building or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. No, I mean I already know. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, he'll just loop around and spend some time. He'll probably go to a bar, maybe another tavern. Like he'll just do the rounds before he heads back, like he would every typical night, just to keep the cover intact. Yeah.
Yep, and as you turn and make your way, as the sleuthing has yet again been a success, we will end these interludes this evening. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us as we tried to do these little like one-on-one sessions with each of the PCs. I hope you enjoy them because we got a few more coming up as well next week. Not to mention sessions similar with Blood Money next Friday, not tomorrow, but next Friday. And like I said before, Breath Between Branches this week is on break. But fear not, you can find all those fun shows on YouTube. You can talk with us and yap with us on discord.gg/MagiRPG. And guys, it's late. We gotta go to bed. You gotta go to bed. So as we say every evening, journey before destination. Y'all have a good night.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.